Now, hello, welcome back to United Way 4, the Manchester United versus Crystal Palace Premier League preview. Manchester United are back in action on Sunday, the 4th of March, 2 o'clock kickoff at the beautiful Old Trafford. I've been literally on the verge of smashing this laptop up, so yeah, Ewan was probably not the greatest, but it'll be good by the time this video was over. Before we get stuck in, please like, comment, and subscribe. We much appreciate it, and follow our socials, links in the description below. Any support will be greatly appreciated. Look, here we go. Another game, big one. Every game is going to be big if we want to be staying in the top four and be in the Champions League next season. It's every game is a cup final. And this is another one against West Ham, a side who are sort of having a bit of trouble. They have won their last two games. But look at. We're coming into this game. 6 games unbeaten, 5 wins, 1 draw. On the back of a 1-0 win against Everton on Monday, it was a hard-fought victory, but we got the job done. And this is another one. Now, look, we can always say this, it should be straightforward, but at Manchester United, nothing's ever straightforward. Doesn't matter how good we are. It's never really straightforward, but I hope this is a game we can get a straightforward one. There's the form there. 4 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses in our last 5. 3-2 win against Arsenal, 3-2 win against Fulham, 2-0 win against Spurs, 1-1 draw against West Ham, and a 1-0 victory over Everton. And look, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I don't want this to be a long, mad preview because I always seem to go 20 minutes over and sort of just ruins what I want to do. But I want to talk about the team news as well. Dele, Mount, Leitch. My phone's on me on X, so I can't really know if I've seen much about Leitch, but I did see stuff about Mount and Dele, and look, they're not going to be back for this game. Carrick said it before the Everton game that Mount's closer to a return than Dele. And Leitch, I've seen something during the week that he could be back for this game. Then I've seen something that he might be out longer. So, I don't know. I mean, Leitch, I really hope he's not going to be our, Phil Jones now in terms of injuries, not performances. Leitch is a billion times better than Phil Jones. But I just want Leitch to be back because he's a good defender, good ball-playing defender, and he just does the job. He's a brilliant defender. So that's pretty much form and the team news there. But will Sesko start this game? I mean, the title of the video is Carrick must start Sesko. Look, I don't see why Sesko doesn't start this game after what he's doing in his, especially the previous 2. West Ham, he said, just got us a points. And a hard-fought game last game, which we didn't play great on Monday, let's be real. It was a sort of game where you needed to be on it, and we were defensively, and we just needed that sort of moment of magic, of quality, brilliance, and it was a great play. Sesko to Cunha. Cunha gives over to Sesko, or Cunha gives over to Mbeumo. Sesko leaves Tarkowski in the dirt, literally in the dust. He literally left Tarkowski in the dust. And Mbeumo, Sesko goal. Moment of brilliance. That's what you need. And even though you look at the game against Fulham, comes on, scores the winner in a crucial game that we dropped the 2-goal lead in. So he's improved lately. His form has turned around. I think he's always a striker that we, we're still never going to get carried away, but we're seeing at the moment we're happy with. And we hope to see more of that and more, of course, more and more. That makes any sense. But look, I don't see why he doesn't start them. But look, would I be surprised if Carrick went with the same front 3 went with the previous games with Cunha and Mbeumo and Ahmad? No. We keep looking at we're at home. But I just don't know. I feel like this is a game for Sesko to play. I think it's perfect against Palace, we can't forget, Palace haven't got Gahey anymore. They have these old players that have hurt them. Glasner sort of pretty much just saying what he thinks now. So yeah, but I think he should start. He's tall. He can really help us. Palace are going to be low block, and we struggle to break down the low block. And having Sesko in the as a target man in the box to give crosses in will be vital. And look at, Carrick said there it's not really a false nine he's playing with Mbumo, but I really don't know. Look, I feel like playing an attacking line of Ahmad and Mbumo and Cunha against the City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. That's perfect because look, you're not really going to really have a lot of the ball, especially against the City and an Arsenal. But against sides like Palace, and you can even say the previous games like Everton and West Ham, we were going to have a lot of the ball. This is going to be another game where we're going to probably have a lot of the ball. Palace will probably sit back and try and beat us in the counter attack, a mid to low block, and we struggle to break down them. If Palace want to play high line, we Man United are very good at breaking down a high line, which is not really a hard thing to do. But if it's a low block or a mid block, yeah, we struggle. We struggle. And yeah, I feel like Sesko will be perfect to start in this game because crosses are going to be needed, and Palace have height. So LaCroix, for example, he's a good defender. I can't remember last time I actually watched Palace. I think I watched them before Christmas when they played Fulham and they beat them. They beat them 2-1. Gahey with the winner who no longer plays for Palace. So yeah, I think Sesko should start. Let us know in the comments what you think. I think he'd be vital in this game against a side who will have a lot of the ball against. Another player I want to talk about is Senny Lamons. Look, I haven't really spoke about him, but what we've seen of him lately has been good. In that Everton game, you're gonna have games. A lot of teams are gonna have games where you're going to struggle. You're not gonna really play as well as you did in the previous game. So you're gonna need your keeper to really help you and to do the thing that Onana couldn't do, Bayindir couldn't do, and he done that. He done that. Jesus Christ! I literally felt like I was watching Royal Rumble on Monday, by the way, with them Everton corners. They're corners that Onana would concede, a Bayindir would concede. It's simple, and Lamons, he doesn't give a shit. He's no nonsense. He gets that ball safe. He just, whether he punches it out or comes out to grab it, he's safe. He just, when Onana had the ball even at the feet, or when teams are taking shots, you weren't confident that he was going to save them and he was going to fuck them up. Lamons, you're sort of like, I feel confident, and if you're feeling confident, the players I'm sure they feel very confident with Senny behind them instead of an Onana. The defense needs to be confident in their keeper if they really need him, and you can tell that they really are. And look, I remember the summer transfer window, a few months back, it was between Emiliano Martinez and St. Lamons, and many people were sort of leaning towards Emi Martinez. And I think looking back, it was a brilliant decision bringing in St. Lamons, because the thing is about Emi Martinez, he is prone to make mistakes, and we've witnessed mistakes from our keepers in the past, and I'd rather not. So yeah, fair play to the scout, to whoever scouted St. Lamons there, because you're doing a good job for once. Because I don't know what you did to fucking Onana and shit. I don't know what you were thinking there, but yeah, it is what it is. What a player, what a keeper. But yeah, look, another huge game. This is a game that we need to win. Look, this could be a perfect opportunity for Manchester United, by the way, to get a 6-point lead over Chelsea. Yeah, it's a perfect opportunity. I'm just looking at the league table here, and and we're 3 points ahead of Chelsea. We're 3 points ahead of Chelsea. They play Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday after us. Perfect chance to go 6 points ahead of them. Perfect chance to go 6 points ahead of them. Liverpool play West Ham at Anfield, which you would think Liverpool would win that game. But you never know. West Ham are fighting to survive. They may want to, have a say in that game, and I hope they do. I hope they do take points off Liverpool, and I look Chelsea as much as I look to see Arsenal bottle the title. I can't see Arsenal losing against Chelsea. You never know, but if either way, we'd be laughing at the end of the match. So yeah, especially with Newcastle away on Wednesday, having that 6 point lead over Chelsea will be crucial, because top 4, top 5 will be Champions League regardless. So yeah, it'll be crucial. So it's a perfect opportunity, I think, and it's another huge game. It'd be another game where, like I said, at the start, every game is a cup final. Every game is massive if we want to be in that top form, be playing in the Champions League next season. So this is a game that we need to win. A point's not good enough. We need to win. And this is a game, especially with how things are going at Palace and how we're performing, especially with it being at Old Trafford, we have that, extra advantage. You'd back us to win this game fairly handy, but you never know, Manchester United. But yeah, it is what it is. I always write down, I'm doing, how can I beat Palace? So I wrote it down again. Play a man like Sesko. Against teams like a Palace, you're going to have to be patient on the ball. You can't be, like, we can't do what we did against West Ham. We fell into the West Ham's trap. At West Ham, we were forcing the ball. They were frustrating us. We weren't being patient with the ball. We were playing balls into the box to Mbumo, who is not tall. So yeah, start Sesko. We have to be calm and patient on the ball and don't fall into a Palace. When Manchester United get frustrated, passes start going. We start making poor passes, taking stupid shots. Everything just seems to go downhill from there, and it's a tough one. We cannot make this a tough game, because Palace will love if we made this game scrappy and started getting frustrated. They would love nothing but that to happen, and we cannot do that. We cannot do that. We need to be quick on the ball as well. Look, let's jump into the opponents. Crystal Palace, they are there. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss in the last 5. A 1-0 win against Brighton, a 3-2 loss against Burnley. They were actually 2-0 up in that game, Palace. So yeah, 1-1 draw against Drinsky in the first leg, 1-0 win against Wolves. That was a late winner last weekend. And yesterday, they played Drinsky in the second leg and beat them 2-1, which was 3-1 on aggregate. Terms of team nails for Crystal Palace, let me just have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. Right, so Lacroix overcame a groin issue, so he's back. Jefferson Lerma has a hamstring. Mateta's out, so I have Mateta on the bloody thumbnail, so that'll have to change. Decore's out, and Ketty is out. So yeah, they have a couple of injuries. So they have a couple of injuries there. Only us, Mount, Dogu, Delay. They're the ones only out there. Palace. We'll look at our home form and Palace's away form. So for home form, Manchester United are 4th in the league. 8 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses at home. We scored a goal difference of 10, 27 points at home. Crystal Palace away form is actually not that bad. I think they're like top 10. Yeah, 6 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses, goal difference of 1, 20 points. So they've got 20 points away from home. It's been a mixed bag. It's been a mixed bag for Crystal Palace. And in general, we're 4th to 48. Palace are 13th with 35 points. Goal difference -3, 9 wins, 8 draws, 10 losses. So yeah, Palace are in a bit of a weird one at the moment. Glasner, will he make to the end of the season? Obviously, he pretty much said that he's going, and there's been a bit of uncertainty, a bit of confusion at Crystal Palace. Their form has sort of you could say it's went a bit downhill. Look, they've won the last 2 games, so you have to start somewhere. They've they've lost players. Obviously, Gahey, Elise, Eze, Mateta was literally leaving in January, and then medical sort of went out the window there. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one there. Will they fancy it? Look, I think they'll know it's going to be tough. Man United, we're in good form at the moment. We're playing well. Everything's going well so far at Manchester United on the pitch. Not we're not doing well hierarchy-wise in terms of the owners, but on the pitch we can't complain. We can't complain. So yeah, they'll know it'll be tough. And how can they beat us? I pretty much what I've said, and how we can beat them. We can't fall into a trap. We can't get frustrated. Wharton's a good player. I like Adam Wharton. He's a player that we could be looking at in the summertime. Let me get Crystal Palace here, some of their players up. Palace are sort of getting torn new one in terms of, players leaving the club, players wanting to leave the club and not happy. Mateta wouldn't be a happy camper, I'd say, at the moment. I don't know why everything's just going wrong for me today. I'm genuinely going to smash the laptop's facing. So the previous, we'll go here. Wharton's a good player. Obviously, Brighton, Strand Larson, Pino, Sar. Who was the player that came off injured? Was it Sar when he played us? I think it was Sar. Munoz is back. So it'd be interesting to see. How Palace play on Sunday. Look, if you're a Palace or opposition fan or Man United fan, let us know. Do you think Palace are fancy? Do you think they can get something against Manchester United? Let us know in the comments below. But look, we're going to jump into predicted 11, and here it is as follows: in goal, Le Mans, no questions asked. Back 4, Shaw and Dallo's wing backs, Maguire and Euro as the 2 centre backs. Doubt Ichi back for this game. Look, some people are saying we should start Heaven because he's he's also a ball playing centre back. So you never know what Carrick might do, but I think it's our Euro. I actually thought that back 5 of Senny, Shaw, Dallo, Euro and Maguire done very well on Monday. Would prefer Maguire and Nietzsche as the centre back partnership at this moment in time, but what can you do? So midfield of Kobe Mainoo, Casemiro and Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno Fernandes. Then it'd be an attacking line of Cunha on the left and Bruno on the right and Benjamin Sesko up top. Look, people are saying, why are you dropping Ahmad? You can't drop Mbumo. You have to play Sesko. And yeah, Cunha, I love Cunha. I actually love Cunha so much. I just love the passion he has for Manchester United. I love not only his attacking work, but his offensive work. He gets the ball, he runs our players, he loves driving that ball forward. I really, really like Cunha. And Mbumo as well. Even when Mbumo's having a good game, he's still doing things. Like, I wouldn't say Everton was his best game on Monday, but he's still done things, and he got an assist to the goal that won us the game. And Sesko, I think, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? I think it speaks for itself. You don't need me to tell you. And yeah, that would be the team that I would play against Palace on Sunday. If that wasn't going to happen, it'll probably be. And Ahmad coming off the bench would be good. I love Ahmad, I really do. He's also a player that likes to roll out players. But I pretty much said there why I don't think he'll drop Mbumo or Cunha. But Sesko will probably be the one on the day. If anyone's going to be out, not in that front three, Sesko will be out and Ahmad being, if Carrick's going to do that. In terms of score prediction, him and haunted about this one in terms of what I was going to predict of Manchester United win. But we're going to go with 3-1 to Manchester United. It's going to go 3-1, 2-1, 2-0. But we're going to go 3-1. Someone's telling me 3-1. We're going to go goals from Sesko, Cunha, and Mbumo. Why not? The front three bag. And for Palace, we're going to go with Sar. We're going to go with Sar to get the goal for Palace. Whether it's 2-1 coming down the final stretch and we need that toward and we get it, who knows? that might look easy on paper, but on performance, we'll have to see. I do think we win. I hope we I love, I'm confident when we're playing away, but when we're playing at home, just that bit of confidence, that bit of security. I love it. But look, this has been the Manchester United versus Crystal Palace preview. Please comment your predictions, subscribe, and follow our socials, links in the description. I'm not sure if there'll be a match reaction because I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to watch the match, but if there's one up, I got to watch the match and I'll watch it in a good position. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all next one. Last but not least, come on, United!